Washing a grounding sheet the wrong way can leave it looking perfectly clean while it has quietly stopped conducting. There is no warning and no visible damage, which is why most people never realize it happened.
In the next few minutes, you'll get the exact washing method we recommend at Grounding Essentials, the 4 things that quietly destroy conductive fibers, and a 30-second test that tells you whether your sheet is still working. Let's start with why any of this matters. Grounding sheets, also called earthing sheets, contain conductive fibers, usually silver, woven into the fabric. Those fibers connect to a grounding cord, which plugs into the ground port of a properly grounded wall sock or into a ground rod outside. That connection is the entire function of the product. The cotton is just the part you sleep on. Because those fibers behave nothing like ordinary bedding, they need slightly different care. At Grounding Essentials, one thing we've learned from helping thousands of customers is that most damage isn't caused by everyday use. It's caused by improper washing. Fortunately, preventing it is easy once you know what to avoid, and almost all of it comes from the laundry aisle. Number 1, fabric softener. Fabric softener works by depositing a thin, waxy film on fabric. That film is exactly what makes towels feel soft, and it's an electrical insulator. A single softener cycle can coat the entire silver grid. Grounding sheets should never be washed with fabric softener, and that includes dryer sheets, which do the same thing using heat. Number 2, bleach. Chlorine bleach reacts with silver. It corrodes the metal, dulls it, and permanently degrades the conductive layer. Oxygen bleach and color-safe whiteners are best avoided too, unless your manufacturer specifically recommends them. Number 3, optical brighteners. Most mainstream detergents contain them. They're designed to leave residue, and on grounding products, residue is the problem. Number 4, high heat. Hot wash cycles, hot dryer settings, and ironing all cause the cotton and the conductive thread to expand and contract at different rates. That repeated stress is what eventually snaps the metal fibers. So, no fabric softener, no bleach, no brighteners, no high heat. Now here's the part that surprises people. The fix isn't to wash your sheet less often. Grounding sheets should be washed every 1 to 2 weeks under normal use. More often in hot weather, after illness, or if you use lotions or body oils before bed. A lot of people stretch it much longer than that because they assume washing wears the sheet out. Usually it's the reverse. Body oils, sweat, dead skin, and skincare products build up on the fabric and sit between your skin and the conductive fibers. The goal isn't to wash less, it's to wash correctly. So let's walk through exactly how. Before the sheet goes anywhere near a washing machine, disconnect everything. Unplug the grounding cord from the wall first, then unclip it from the sheet. Never wash the grounding cord. It isn't fabric, and a machine will damage the connector. While it's disconnected, look at the snap connector on the sheet. It should be bright and clean. Corrosion or dirt at that connection point is a far more common cause of a dead sheet than anything that happens in the wash. So wipe it gently if it needs it. Now the wash itself. Water temperature. Warm up to about 40 degrees Celsius, 104 Fahrenheit. Cold is the safest default, and it's perfectly effective with a decent detergent. You don't need a specialty grounding sheet detergent. At Grounding Essentials, we generally advise a mild liquid detergent that's fragrance-free, dye-free, and free of softeners, bleach, and brighteners. Liquid over powder, because powder can leave undissolved granules trapped in the weave. And use about half of what you'd normally use. Leftover detergent is residue, and residue is the whole thing we're avoiding. Cycle. Gentle or delicate, low spin. Wash the sheet on its own, not with towels, which shed lint that clings to conductive fabric, and not with anything with zips, buttons, or hooks that can snag threads. Hand washing works just as well. Cool water, a little mild detergent, 10 minutes of gentle agitation. Then run 1 extra rinse. This is the step almost everyone skips, and it's one of the most valuable. It's what clears residual detergent out of the fiber grid. And never wring it out. Twisting concentrates stress on the metal threads. Press the water out instead. One more. No dry cleaning. Those solvents and conductive fabric don't mix. Which brings us to drying. where a lot of otherwise perfect washes go wrong. Grounding sheets are best air-dried. Hang the sheet indoors or outside in shade. Prolonged direct sunlight degrades both the cotton and the metallic coating. If you use a dryer, choose the lowest heat or air fluff setting and take the sheet out slightly damp. Never use dryer sheets. Want to speed drying up? Wool dryer balls are a much better option. And don't iron a grounding sheet. Direct contact heat is harsher than anything a low dryer cycle will do. Now, one thing that surprises a lot of customers: silver fibers darken over time. Gray or brownish threads are tarnish, not damage. And tarnished silver still conducts. Discoloration on its own is never a reason to replace a sheet. A conductivity test is. Before we get to that test, there's one mistake that has nothing to do with laundry at all. You can wash your grounding sheet perfectly and still lose performance. Body lotions, oils, and heavy night creams are insulators. Applying them before bed puts a barrier between your skin and the conductive fibers. And over time, those products transfer into the fabric and build up. A sheet can be spotlessly clean and still underperform if there's a layer of shea butter on it. In our experience at Grounding Essentials, this is behind more "my sheet stopped working" messages than washing mistakes are. So if you use skincare at night, apply it earlier in the evening so it fully absorbs. Direct skin contact is how grounding sheets are designed to work, which raises the obvious question: how do you actually know if yours is still working? The only reliable answer is a basic multimeter. Set it to measure resistance on a low range or continuity mode if it has one. Touch one probe to the snap connector. Touch the other flat against the conductive surface of the sheet. Read the display. A healthy grounding sheet shows a low, stable resistance reading. Move the probe around. The number should stay in a similar range across the whole sheet. If you get an open circuit, don't panic. Press both probes down firmly and retest before concluding the sheet has failed. Poor probe contact gives the same reading as a broken fiber. One important note before you apply any of this to the rest of your grounding products: everything so far applies to grounding sheets and earthing sheets. It does not apply to mats. Grounding mats and earthing mats are generally not machine washable. Most are made from conductive PU leather, carbon-loaded rubber, or coated synthetics, materials designed to be wiped, not laundered. A washing machine can crack the surface layer and separate it from the backing. Grounding mats should be cleaned by wiping them with a damp cloth and a little mild soap, then drying them flat. No soaking, no alcohol, no abrasive cleaners. If you own both, treat them as two separate routines. Sheets get washed, mats get wiped. Finally, what to do when your sheet seems to have died. If your grounding sheet seems to have stopped working, don't assume it's ruined. Check these in order. Is the wall socket actually grounded? A socket tester answers this instantly. Older homes often have ungrounded wall sockets, and a grounding sheet plugged into one does nothing at all. This is the single most common cause. Is the cord damaged? Cords fail more often than sheets do. Is the snap connector clean? Corrosion there breaks the circuit. Is your skin actually touching the sheet? Pajamas, a mattress protector, or a top sheet in between will all block the connection. And only then, test the sheet itself. Stored properly, loosely folded, dry, away from damp, and washed the way we've described, a quality grounding sheet will keep performing for years. So that's everything. Here's the whole routine in one place. Disconnect the cord first and never wash it. Cold or warm water, never hot. Mild liquid detergent, half the usual amount. No fabric softener, no bleach, no brighteners, no dryer sheets. Delicate cycle, one extra rinse, never wring. Air dry in shade or lowest dryer heat. Wash every 1 to 2 weeks. Wipe grounding mats. Don't wash them. Test with a multimeter every few washes. Tarnish is normal. An open circuit isn't. Care is the difference between a grounding sheet that keeps working for years and one that quietly stops in a few months. If you found this useful, there's a full written version of this guide linked below.